Hello everyone, in over here, and as you always know, you can subscribe in one of the cards that's over there, and also in the description you have for the rock disco and other things. Like if you like, of course, and check the sheet; it's always available. And I also have a new playlist for the updated videos that is there, so you don't have to check the sheet if you don't want. So let's begin with the video. As you know, if you play sub or just change from assassination or outlaw because you have to play it on Smolder or Tinder or whatever, or they want you to play it somewhere, or you just kind of like to discover the spec, I will speak about an embellishment. The embellishment is called Blue Silken Lining. What does it do? When we are above 90% health, we get extra mastery. As you know, mastery is one of the best stats for subtlety, and in this case we want to get quite a bit of it. With versatility also, don't look at my gear, it's not the best gear. As you know, we use sim for the better things. There's also one thing that I will explain with Embersoul, but that will be of course another video. Check it out if you can. So this means that things that gives us more uptime on this embellishment are good. That is also what I'm going to explain why some people are running builds without improved backstab. As you know, we usually would choose between acceleration, execution, and ephemeral bond. For doing general mythic plus, you can play of course the build that you want, the cold blood one, the T one, or the current reprimand, whichever you want. There is also even some people playing an inevitability build. And of course, now you can have both of these. It is only a 0 point something percent DPS loss in theory. But let's make it a little bit. If you get higher uptime because you play one or the other talents, it may be a DPS increase. Same thing with getting more leech or more avoidance or more versatility. If you had a time where you could have more than 90% HP, but you were like at 80 something and you had one of the other stats and you were inside dance, it will be beneficial for you to get that stat instead. If it's close, of course, you are not going to just completely ditch all the crit, because as you know, if you do sims and use the right consumables, you should have a healthy amount of crit still. And of course, if versatility it's close to mastery, it's okay. But if it's very behind mastery, you don't really want to, of course, still keep putting versatility on your gear, but you want to get the uptime as high as possible. Of course, it also depends on your healers and the way they have to heal. As you know, if you have shields, it helps more than recovering health. Why? Because when this buff drops, it takes some server ticks. People that know a little bit of fighting games know how they work, frames, but on server ticks of course work in the way, for example, in Path of Exile, it's every 0.33 milliseconds. That will mean that you need like 3 or 4 server ticks to get zone of focus back. This is almost 1 second. So let's say, for example, that you are hitting the dummy, that is the tank one, as you know, that one that hits you, and you drop below 90%. Let's hit this boy, and then he's going to crank you up, and then you go below 90 when he wants. Now, see, I'm 86%, I don't have the buff. Now I'm 90, and you saw it took some server ticks to get that buff back. Takes, as you saw, almost 1 second, maybe a little bit more depending on how the server tick works, because as you know, tick rating WoW can change also depending on your frame rate. But now I'm going into two technical things, so networking. Let's forget all of that, but you don't really want the buff to drop. Let's just say that. If you look at logs also, when it goes down, it takes some milliseconds to 1 second to go up again, depending on if it went out just after a server tick or after or in the medium time, whatever. So that's important also to getting it back. That's why we want leech. And the healing that we prefer is shields. Shields, that means discipline priest is good. We want them. Um, Miss Walker Mons have some shield, but it's not crazy. Evokers also have shields. It's good. Augmentation evokers have shields. They are really good for us. As you know, they are not super strong, but defensively they help us a lot. We can also get random shields from other trinkets and places like that from our healers. They also have their head thingy. We have, of course, you know, the slice that we do in an AoE, this Sigira Spell Nightmare. They have their shieldy thing. It helps a little bit. And of course, in general, having versatility. So that was all I wanted to say. It ended up a little bit long, and if you kind of like networking things, it's because of that. That's why some things take a little bit or a little less to go up again. So I will see you on the next video. Use the embellishment. It's the best one for so. Bye bye.